Good morning, students. Welcome to our next class. Right? Hope you are all safe. In the last class, now we have discussed one particular problem. Right? We have seen the water jet problem and we have seen the 8 puzzle problem also. Today we are going to look into the some other problem and we will try to see that how we are going to define the state space for that particular problem and what is the production system. Now all those features we will be trying to discuss in today's class. Okay, so today we are going to talk about one important problem now, which is called as a uh, missionary and cannibal problem, right? So the problem is called as a very famous problem called as missionary and cannibal problem. Now let us try to understand what do you mean by missionaries. Now missionaries means these are the people who are peace loving people, right? So they don't want any fight and etc. And whereas cannibals are those type of people now who are very cruel, now who are very harsh. So now they try to kill others and they try to fight. These type of peoples we call it as a cannibals. Now what does the problem statement says? Let us look into the problem statement. Now the problem is now we have three missionaries and three cannibals. So we have three missionaries and three cannibals. Now find themselves on one side of the river. Right now we have a river here. Let us say this is the river. Now we here on the one side of the river or one bank of the river. Now there are three missionaries. Let me call them missionaries as M. We will represent them as M. Three missionaries are there and three cannibals C. Right, so three missionaries and three cannibals are there in one end of the river. Now they have agreed that they would like to get to the other side. Now, all them, that is totally 6 members, they want to go into the other side of the river. They have to travel, they have to cross this particular river. But the missionaries are not sure what else the cannibal have agreed. Now the missionaries don't know that what these people have agreed upon, right? Because these are the very cruel people and they try to kill the missionaries. So now what the missionaries are planning is that so that the missionaries wants to manage a trip across the river on either side of the river is never less than the number of cannibals who are on the same side of the river. So that means to say that now they agree that these missionaries they agree that at any instant of time either in the left side or in the right side, now we have to take care that the total number of missionaries is always, that is we can say the total number of missionaries is should be always greater than or equal to the total number of cannibals, right? So that these cannibals they won't harm the missionaries. Now the missionaries they have agreed that at any instant of time on any side of the bank we will take care that our strength, that is missionary strength, the total number of missionaries should be greater than or equal to the cannibals. If one missionary is less than the cannibals, then these people will attack them, right? Now another important thing here is the only boat available. So we have only one boat is there, right? So now in this boat all the six has to travel to the other end. Now in this particular boat only two people can go at a time, two people can travel. So that means it is very simple that now one person he will ride the boat and other person can sit. Only 2% can be there in the boat, not more than 2%. So now how can everyone get across without missionaries life is under risk? Without these missionaries or safely all these missionaries has to cross the particular river. So this is our problem or standard problem of missionaries and cannibals. Now to solve this problem, now we are having some assumptions. Now let us look into what are the assumptions we are having. The first assumption is the number of cannibals should be always lesser than the missionaries on either side, right? This is what we told. So number of cannibals should be lesser than or missionaries should be greater. So what is the first assumption? Always the number of missionaries should be greater than or equal to the total number of cannibals. This is the first assumption. The second assumption what we are going to make is only one boat is available to travel. Now we are having only one boat to travel and only one or maximum of 2% can be there in a boat. So maximum how many people can travel in a boat? Only 2 people can travel. The next one is all the 6 has to cross the river, right? So both the missionaries and cannibals, they have to cross the river, and there is no restriction on number of trips. Now there is no restriction, is not given that was in so many number of trips all 6 has to cross, not like that. You can have n number of trips can be made, but one major important condition is now always the number of missionaries should be greater than or equal to the cannibals. Now these are some of the assumptions which we are going to make in order to solve this problem. So first thing is that now we want to define this particular problem in a state space search, right? Now we are going to define this in a state space search. Now already we have discussed that when you take any problem in AI and when you want to represent that particular problem in as a state space search, there is no hard and fast rule that you have to write like this only. You have to define state space like this only. So there is no hard and fast rule. So depending upon our problem, how you want to solve it, so you are supposed to represent that particular problem properly in our state space search. Now let us see now one of the state space what we are going to define here. Now the state space for this particular problem now we are defining as follows: contains a set of states which represents the present number of cannibals and missionaries on either side of the bank of the river. So just like water jug problem, how we have taken x comma y, now here also we are going to define it as a some set of states. Now how we have defining here? Now let us see here carefully. Now first C comma M. Now what is the C comma M indicates? C and M are the number of cannibals. C stands for cannibal, M stands for missionary. So C comma M, the first two arguments here. Now it represents the number of cannibals and missionaries on the starting bank. Starting bank means on the, let us say, left side, right? Then C1 and M1. Either you can either see, as I told, there is no hard and fast rule. Now even you can represent this as the total number of cannibals on left hand side of the river as CL and ML, and the cannibals and missionaries on right hand side you can represent it with C with the subscript R. R indicates right hand side of the river. So in any fashion now you can try to represent, but how you are trying to represent it as a state space, there should be clear description here, right? Now here now we are one way of representing is that C M indicates the number of cannibals and missionaries on one side of the river. C1 and M1 are the number of cannibals and missionaries on the destination bank or in the other side of the river. And the last argument here is B. Now B indicates now which side, that is the bank of the river. That means boat. We know that we are traveling, all are traveling with a boat. Now boat is on the left side or on the right side, right? These are the two values which B can take. B can take two values. Either the boat will be on the left side or it will be on the right side. So B indicates the position of the boat, which can be either left or it can be on the right side of the bank. So now we have stated the state space. Now initial state. Now how do you define the initial state? Initial state, as you know, that if this is our river, all the cannibals, 3 cannibals and 3 missionaries are there in the one side of the river only. This is our initial state. What will be the final state? All of them has to cross the river and go to the next side. So final state will be all these 6 people are this side of the river. So initial state is what? C will be 3. That means C equal to 3 means there are 3 cannibals. M equal to 3 means M missionaries, and B is equal to L. Boat is on the left side. So we can write this particular entire thing can be written as how you can write it as 3, 3, 0, 0. So 0, 0 means C1 and M1. Values for C1 and M1. What is C1 and M1? C1 and M1 are the number of cannibals and missionaries on the right side of the river. That is why initially all are on the left side. So these values will be 0, 0. So these two values will be zeros, and our boat is on the left side. Now what will be the goal state? Now we have to define what is the goal state. Now what you are going to write for the goal state? C1. So C1 indicate the number of cannibals on the right hand side of the river. So when you reach the goal state, what will be the value for C1? C1 will be 3. All cannibals should be on the right hand side. Similarly, all machinery should be on the right hand side. So M1 will be 3. And where is the boat? Boat is on the right hand side. So now you can see here the goal state will be 0, 0, 3, 3, R. Boat is on the right hand side. So initially 3 missionaries, 3 cannibals are in the left hand side. In the goal state, these people come on the right hand side. Now this is one way of representing our state space search, right? Now once you have defined the state space search, so next you know that you have to define what is called as production system. That means we need some rules, because until and unless you apply a rule, you cannot go from one state to the another state, right? We need some rules, so which we are going to call it as a production system. What is this? Now these are the operations used to move from one side of the river to the other side, or from one state to the another state. Since at any bank the number of cannibals, what was our assumption, important condition, the number of cannibals must be less than or equal to the missionaries. Now we can write the production rules as follows. Now here is one way of writing the rules. Now you see how we have written the rules. Now what are the states we are having? So C, M, C1, M1, and boat is on the left side. Now what values this can take? C can take initial condition. What is C? There are 3 cannibals, there are 3 missionaries on one side of the river, right? Now initially there are 3 cannibals here and 3 missionaries are there in one side of the river, right? Now in a boat, how many people can travel in a boat? Now let us say these are cannibals and these are 3 cannibals and 3 missionaries, right? Now let us indicate like this. Now if they want to travel on the boat, now only maximum 2 person can be there. Now what are the possibilities? Now you want to write a rule, right? Now but when, like say for example, now one missionary, one cannibal are going. Now if one missionary, one cannibal are going in the boat, the total number of the missionaries and cannibal on the left hand side will be reduced by 1. Initially this value, what was C value? C value was 3. And what was M value? M value was 3. Now if one missionary and one cannibal are going in a boat to the other side, so now the number of cannibals will be how much? It will become 2, and the number of missionaries also will become 2. Once these people reach on the other side, now the number of cannibals on the other side will be 1, number of missionaries will be 1, right? So now when you are considering with respect to this initial state, now what will be the initial state here? Now we can write it as 3. There are 3 missionaries, 3 cannibals, 3 missionaries, and on the right hand side no one is there, right? 0, 0, and boat is on the left side of our bank. This is our initial state. Once if you are applying this rule, if like this the people are moving, right? Now on the right hand side of the boat, what will be there? Now already one cannibal, one missionaries are traveling in a boat and coming to the right hand side. So now the total number of missionaries, what it will be? Now cannibals will become less, right? Isn't it? So now what you are going to write here? Not like this. So now we are talking about right hand side, right? Now when you are talking about right hand side, so now we are not worried about the left hand side. In the left hand side, how many will be there? Or you can even write here. So left hand side, how many cannibals will be there? 2 people will be there, right? And how many missionaries will be there? 2 missionaries will be there, because one cannibal and one missionary has come to the right hand side. So in right hand side, what will be the value? 1, 1, right? So 1, 1 cannibal, one missionary is now on the right hand side. Now where is our boat? Now boat is on the right hand side, R. Now if you are going to apply this type of a rule, this is how the configuration, the boat position would look like, or state position would look like. Similarly like this, now you see here, now we have written one rule. Now what this rule says, when C is equal to 3 and M is equal to 3, this is the precondition, right? If this condition is met, now this will be the right hand side of the rule. Now what does the right hand side of the rule says? C minus 2. C minus 2 means how much? Initially C was 3. Now 3 minus 2 is 1. So that means now you will be having only one cannibal left here on the left hand side, right? Now machineries is m means there is no change in machineries, so that means m will be 3. So there will be 3 machineries only on the, like say there will be 3 machineries on your left hand side, right? But c minus 2, that means 2 people are traveling, 2 cannibals are traveling. So how many cannibals will be left? Only one will be left. So in your boat now 2 cannibals are traveling in the boat, in our boat. You getting? So 2 cannibals are traveling in the boat. Now you check our condition. The total number of missionaries are greater than the cannibal, right? So there is no problem for missionaries, and this can be allowed. So now if you go like this, now you look on the right hand side, what will be the configuration? C1 plus 2. Now 2 cannibals are coming to the right hand side. So what will the value of C1? C1 will be 2 now, because on the right hand side, now what is the situation? Now there are 2 cannibals here, right? There are 2 cannibals on the right hand side. So C1 plus 2. Now what about missionaries? No missionaries are here, so m1 will be 0 only. Initially it was 0, right? Now you have seen here, initially it was 0, now also it will be 0, and boat is on the right hand side. Now this is one rule. Either at the initially 2 cannibals can travel at a time, or now you can look into the second one. Now what does the second one says? That when c equal to 3 and m equal to 3, c minus 1, m minus 1. So that means one cannibal and one missionary can travel, right? Only 2 people can travel. This can also be possible for us, right? Instead of 2 missionaries, 2 cannibals, one cannibal and one missionary. If one cannibal and one missionaries are traveling, again the total number of missionaries will be equal to total number of cannibals. So we can say c minus 1 comma m minus 1. If c minus 1 and m minus 1 is there, the other side what will become? C1 plus 1 and m1 plus 1, right? Now this can be another rule. Like this, now we are writing some rules here. Like this you are going to write the rules. Now if you look into third rule, what it says? C minus 1 and m. So c minus 1 means 2 cannibals are traveling, right? M comma c1 plus m and m1. So this can be another rule. So like this you are going to define some rules here, so which is called as the production rule, right? Now with this defining these rules, now if you try to solve the problem, now if you are going to solve the problem, this is how we are going to solve the problem. So initially this is our left side of our bank and this is the right side of our bank. The total number of cannibals are 3 initially. The total number of missionaries are 3, right? Now and right side the number of cannibals are 0 and number of missionaries are 0. This is our initial condition. Now you are going to apply one rule. Now when you apply a rule, now you have to write down which rule you are going to apply when you are writing in the examination. So you have to define your rules. If you call this a rule number 1, this is rule number 2, like this. Now you are going to define what are the rules. Now what is this here? What we are going to say? Now boat is traveling from left side to right side. This arrow mark indicates that it is traveling from left side to right side. Now when it is traveling, now you can see here this c is 1. That means 2 cannibals has come to the right hand side. So now here 2 cannibals has come to the right hand side. So now this value c becomes 1 here, m is 3. So now boat is on the right hand side. Now again boat has to go back. Now if the boat has to go back to the right side, one person has to drive that. So since there are 2 cannibals, now one will be staying in the right hand side and another one will return back to the left hand side taking the boat. Now boat comes on the left side. Now since one cannibal is coming back, the total number of cannibals from 1 it increases to 2. Clear? It is very simple. So this becomes 2 and 3. So next, in the next travel, what happens? Now here, now another cannibal goes. Now another cannibal will go. So now again both the cannibals will go. Now at the right side of the bank, now all the 3 cannibals on the right side and all the 3 missionaries are on the left hand side. Again the boat will come back to the left side of the river. So one cannibal is going to come back. So now this becomes c becomes 1 and m becomes 3. The next step, next travel, 2 cannibals will go such that they are maintaining the equation. Now you see that if you look here, always now the number of machineries are always greater than or equal to. So here it is greater, here 3 is greater than 1, here it is equal to. Now here also equal to, right? Now here there are no machineries, so no problem. Similarly, if you look here also, so now in such a way, now if you look here, the number of machineries or cannibals are same, here also same. Now here you can see M is greater than C. So always they are maintaining, like in this particular sequence. If we travel, finally you are seeing that all the 6 people are on the other side of the river, right? Now this is how now we are going to solve this particular problem. Now there is another way of representing this same problem. So in our prescribed textbook, now this is how they have represented the problem. Now they have defined the state spaces I comma j, where I indicates the machineries. So the total number of machineries I can take values is from 0 to 3, and j indicates the cannibals which can take the values from 0 to 3. So where I represent the number of machineries and j represents the number of cannibals. And what will be your initial condition? 3 comma 3. That means on the left side. Now there are 3 cannibals, 3 machineries and 3 cannibals on one side of the river, and bank is 1. So 1 means left hand side, bank 2 means boat is on the right hand side. In this another way of defining the state space representation. Now if you are defining this, now these are the rules which are given in the textbook, right? So you can refer later now how the rules are been written in the same way. Like say we'll take one rule here. So rule number 1, I comma j. Now I is now the machineries, j represents the cannibals, right? Now 2 machineries can go only when, right, I minus 2 greater than or equal to j, or I minus 2 equal to j in one bank. Now this is the precondition. In our configuration, now you have to see what will be the value of I minus 2. I minus 2 is how much, j is how much. If this meets this condition, if this condition is meeting in the left hand side, then you are going to apply the rule. So when you apply the rule, what happens? It becomes I plus 2 in the greater than or equal to j in the other side of the rule. That means 2 cannibals can go at a time, or 2 machineries can go at a time. Now like this, now we are going to write the production rules. Now this is the solution. The same solution what we have seen previous diagram, the same solution is there, but the representation is slightly different. So initial condition is 3 comma 3, right? Now in boat what it says, 0 comma 2. That means 2 cannibals are going in a boat. When they go in a boat, now this is the position, right? From here to here, what is the rule? You are applying the second rule here. So this second rule you are going to apply. That means 2 cannibals can cross the river. So you can see here 2 cannibals are I is machinery, j is cannibal. Now 2 cannibals are crossing the river. So rule 2 you are applying. So now both the cannibals are on the right side. Now again one will come back. When one come back, now there is values are being changing. So like this, each rules are being applied. Rule from 1 to 5, one rule you are going to apply, and see that finally all the 6 people are on the other side of our river. Clear? Now this is called as an machinery and cannibal problem. Now like this, now we have seen that now some of the examples which we have defined, right? Now we have started with our particular example of 8 puzzle problem. We have seen chess. Okay, now we have seen 8 puzzle problem. We have seen chess as an example. We have seen tic-tac-toe as an example. Like this, now we have various standard examples are available for us, now through which now we can try to understand the problem and try to represent that particular problem as a state space search. Right now, some of the other standard problems we have got is, like you can say, travel salesman problem. Now this is another problem. Already you know that this particular problem you have studied. So what is the travel salesman problem, how the salesman is going to travel all the cities exactly once, right? Now this is another problem. You can represent that also as a state space problem. So you can refer all this in the notes, which I will be sharing it in the classroom later on. Similarly, we have got Tower of Hanoi, and this is another standard problem now, which you can solve, and you can represent some of the production rules on what will be the initial state and what is our goal state. And another standard problem is monkey and the banana, the problem. Now these are the some of the exercise problems which is given in the textbook, and you can try to represent this particular problem as an state space representation with initial condition, goal state, and some of the set of production rules, and try to solve the solution. And of course missionary and cannibal, so just now we have discussed this particular problem, right? Now before we go into the another important module called as search, so now we have another important small concept which you are going to study, what is called as a production system. So already we said that in machinery and cannibal we discussed that we are going to define something called as a production system, right? Now what do you mean by a production system? Now we know that search is the basic step in many intelligent process. Now any intelligent process you are going to consider, searching is one of the basic thing for us. Already we have explained in our initial classes that when you are discussing this subject or the course artificial intelligence, the first thing is the search, next is the knowledge, right? So the first important thing is search. So now you are going to have the searching process. Now since search is the basic steps here, now we should know how we are going to start our search process. Now to effectively apply our search, so to effectively go from initial state to a goal state, we should define something called as production system. Now production system provides a structure for us to build a very good intelligence system for us. So now if you look the definition, how can you define a production system? So a production system can be defined, or it consists of four important components, right? Now production system consists of four important components here. The first one is, we say, set of rules. The first one is the set of rules. Now we should have some rules. You have seen water jug problem, or just now we have discussed machinery and cannibal. We need some rules. You are going to write some rules. Now that we call set of rules. Now how these rules will be there? Now rules will be of the form CI arrow mark AI, or we can say in general, we can say we will be having some C indicates condition part. Now the left hand side of the rule will be always will be having some precondition. If this condition, see, you start with an initial state, like say for example initial state for water jug problem, it might be 0 0, right? Now you have some rules written here, rule number 1 2 1 2, right? You have some rules here. Now you have to check the precondition. Now if right now you are at one state in your search space, right? You started with the initial state and you have traveled, right? Now at this particular state, let us say this state for water jug problem, it might look like this. It might look like 1 comma 2 1 comma 2. Now if you want to apply this rule, if you want to apply this particular rule, so you are going to check this state 1 comma 2 with this condition, current state, current, what is your state 1 comma 2. If it satisfies with the precondition, then you apply this rule. When you apply this rule, there will be some action. Right hand side is called as an action. So the set of rules will be in this particular form. So condition part and an action part, and the condition determines when a given rule is applied, when we have to apply this particular rule that is given by the condition, and what will be the, after applying this rule, what is the new state you are going, what is the new state you are going to transform, that is called as the action part. So the first component in our production system is the set of rules, and the second one is the knowledge base, right? So what it says, one or more knowledge database. Now that contains whatever information is relevant for the given problem. So some parts of the data may be permanent, while other may be temporary and only exist during the solution of the current problem. The information in this database may be structured in any appropriate manner. That means in order to solve your problem, we should have the knowledge, right? So we should have the domain knowledge, because now without the knowledge you cannot solve the problem. So you should have complete knowledge about that particular problem, right? Now apart from the rules, you should have a appropriate prior knowledge of entire domain or the problem which you are going to solve. Let's say that some knowledge can be permanent, some knowledge can be temporary, but overall we should have the knowledge. The second important part is that we should have the knowledge. And the third important component, third is control strategy. Now this is very important. See, just by having the knowledge and just if you have some set of rules, you cannot win the game until and unless your strategy is good. Whenever you are going to play any game, right, you should have the strategies. How you are going to keep on changing your strategies when you find that you are losing the game, you change the strategies, right? So a good control strategy is also very important for us. So a control strategy, what it says, that determines the order in which the rules are applied to the database. The order in which you are going to apply. Simply if you keep on applying one rule 100 times, you cannot go from one state to another state, right? The order in which, like say if you have 5 rules in water jug problem, and if you keep on applying only rule number 1 every time, you cannot come to the goal state, right? You should know in which order it should be applied. That's what the control strategy is trying to give it. And it provides a way of resolving any conflicts. So if you have got any conflicts, then your strategy will help you that which rule should be applied first, which rule should be applied next, such that you go from initial state to the goal state. So the third component is our control strategy, and the fourth one is the rule applier. That means you have the rules, you need something which through which you are going to apply this particular rule, right? So you have, if you have the rules are there, knowledge is there, strategy is there, but if you don't have if you don't apply all those things, you cannot go from one state to the another state. Now this is what we say the 4 important components of a production system, right? So the next is we'll be looking into what do you mean by control strategy. So as we told, the control strategy is very important in any searching process. The way you are going to build your strategy, how the rules are supposed to be applied. Now we look here. Now how to decide which rule to apply next during the process of searching from a solution to a problem. So in order to search a solution, now how do you decide that which rule you have to apply next? That is a major question. That is what the control strategy is telling us, right? Now we are going to see the requirement for a good control strategy. When we can say that yes, you have built a very good control strategy, it is based on how you decide that which rule should be applied. Now there are 2 important requirements through which you can say that you are having a good control strategy. The first requirement is the control strategy should causes the motion. So that means causes the motion means, now when you apply one rule, you should go from one state to another state. There should be change in a state, there should be a motion, it has to cause the motion. Otherwise it is not a good control strategy. Like say for example, now if you consider water jug problem, now let us say this is our initial state, right? So 4-liter jug is 0, 3-liter jug is also 0. Now you have one rule, let me call this as rule number 1. What it says, fill the 4-liter jug with water. Now if you fill this 4-liter jug with water, what will be the new state you are going to get? You are going to get 4, 0, right? 4, 0, because you have filled the 4-liter jug with water. Now you applied this rule. Next what? Now again if you apply the same rule 1, what will happen? Now again there is no change, you will be having 4, 0 only, because what you are doing, again you are applying same rule. When you apply same rule, again you are filling the 4-liter jug which is already filled. The water will be wasted. So now we see that there is no motion here, because previously before applying rule also you are in the same state, after applying rule also you are in the same state. Then how do you go from this state to the goal state? You cannot go. That's what we say. The first requirement for a good control strategy, it should cause motion. It must reduce the difference. When there is a motion, means when you go from one state to another state, the distance between current state and goal state will be reduced. You are going closer to the goal state. Otherwise it will not lead to a solution. If there is no motion like this, so every time if we keep on applying rule number 1, you will be in the same place 4,0 itself, right? That is what has been given. For example, like say in water jug problem, if we apply simple control strategy of starting every time at the top with the first rule, every time if we keep on applying this rule, every time we cannot solve the problem, right? So we cannot get the answer only. So that's what the first requirement says. The second requirement is it is systematic. That means the order in which you are applying the rule, you should follow a systematic way of applying the rule. Simply if you have 10 rules, if you keep on randomly, now I will apply one rule, next I will apply second rule, then third rule, etc etc, if you simply keep on applying, you might get the solution, you might get the goal state, but it will take n number of time, it might take longer time. But if you apply this rule in a systematic manner, then it helps us to get the solution in a more better fashion, right? Now this is what we say the problem components of our production system, and what is called as a good control strategy. What is the requirement for a good control strategy? So this is what we have discussed in today's class. So in the next class, now we will be basically talking about searching. So what is the searching? Because just now we told that now searching is one of the very important criteria for our AI. So in the next class, now we will be discussing about what is the searching. So we will start with what is the searching, and we will first look into the different categories of searching, and we will try to look one by one searching in detail. So till this class, now we have taken few examples, we tried to solve that particular example. What is a state space representation, how to represent the problems under a state space, and how we are going to write the production system, what are the components of the production system, right? So the 4 important components of the production system, and in that one of the very important is the control strategy. Now what are the requirements through which we can tell that this is a good control strategy? So these things we have covered in this particular today's session. In the next session, we will be starting with a very important concept of searching. So what is the searching, what are the categories of searching, now how you are going to build one by one searching algorithm. So those things we will be discussing in our next topic or next class, right? So try to understand and try to read the materials and the textbooks whichever I am sending it in the classroom, clear? And also try to subscribe to my channels, and if you like this, give a thumb mark. Okay, now have a nice day for watching this particular session. Thank you very much. So let's end this class topic today itself. Have a nice day. Bye bye.